Hello, it is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword, which means midweek, mid-difficulty themed crossword. And this midweek, mid-difficulty edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, Jake Rodkin, and of course, as always, the Indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are, of course, sustaining this channel. They are bringing us this series every day. I really am appreciative of those efforts, as I am of the efforts and contributions of everybody who's a patron of the Daily Solve. You can become such a patron yourself at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field underneath the video. And there you can, of course, find the bonus video. I keep saying of course today. You can find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses official mug for benefactors. Thank you again if you are among that group. I really do appreciate it. And please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I appreciate that as well. If you've been enjoying these videos, that's a great way to help out the channel and stay abreast of the latest videos. And there's also, finally, the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that friendly chat community as well. All right, let's get on to today's crossword. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's just get on to it. This is, I think it's the third crossword by Guilherme Giglioli. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. And let's see what he's got in store for us today. It will be some sort of theme. So let's find out what it is. All right, stuff in a party bag. What is a party bag? I don't know. Is that a specific concept, or are they generally referring to things you might need to bring to a party? I do not know what this is referring to. A big drink could be a swig or a gulp, maybe. I assume that's what it's referring to, but maybe not. Use a cleaning cloth on to dust something or to wipe it. Lots of possibilities so far in the clues I've looked at. If someone fails to be something, someone isn't, she fails to be it. She isn't it. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm gonna finally try putting something in the grid, and we'll see if it helps. That would allow this to be a swig. And none the wiser. There we go. That is a common phrase. You're none the wiser about how to solve one across. But so far, these things are looking good. So stuff in, I see, swag. Right, okay. So this is referring to a bag you might carry away from, I suppose this would be a sort of high-end party, probably, where you're being given free things, referred to as swag. Breath control practice in competitive freediving. Right, I don't know what that is. What about this? Use a cleaning cloth on. Okay, it does look like wipe, doesn't it? All right, it's fairly straightforward. Breath control practice apnea. Paradoxical answer to what is golf in the NATO alphabet? G. It's something to do with G, because presumably golf is the word for G in the NATO alphabet, the International Radio Alphabet, used to kind of phonetically indicate letters. Is it? I'm trying for it to be paradoxical. I need to actually remember if that's in fact what it is. I would have assumed the answer is yes, but now the formation, the sort of construction of this clue is making me wonder. Anyway, I think the breath control practice is apnea, indeed. So let's see, does that help with this? Give out, radiate out, or ration out, as in dole out, or, mete out. C, get it now? That's what I'm gonna ask myself about this theme clue, 19 across, presumably theme clue. Paradoxical answer to what is golf in the NATO alphabet? G is... This is going to seem so obvious in retrospect, I can just tell. Singer known as the Queen of Power Ballads. Tina Turner? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Paradoxical answer to, can you say what niet is Russian for? Okay, so niet is certainly Russian for no. So it's going to be something like, it's going to sound like we're answering these in the negative by way of trying to answer them, by referring to the actual answer itself. And it's going to create a kind of paradoxical answer. And it's infuriating that I can't think of what any of them actually are going to be. So, all right, part of a tape cassette, the spool. So in a tape cassette, you have, magnetic tape spooled around, and it, winds and unwinds. Okay, so woman in a Lady Gaga song and album title. Oof, I've not a clue. What about this one? Shade of black. Jet black in 3 letters. Change the narrative could be to edit a piece of writing. Scuba need would be a tube? That doesn't really seem right. There's probably a better answer. Oh, tank, a scuba tank, of course. That's a better answer. Common mixer, so common mixer in a cocktail maybe, or a simple mixed drink would be soda water. Joanne, maybe, in the Lady Gaga song and album, perhaps. That looks plausible. And then this would be pain. Yes, a nuisance could be a real pain. So there we have that. So actually, it could be Joanne or Joanna, actually. Either one of those is equally plausible. Oh, gee, I don't know is the paradoxical answer. Right, there we go. I see how this works. So the idea is, right, the person is saying, gee, I don't know. But they've inadvertently answered the question by saying golf is G. So although they've said, gee, I don't know, they've inadvertently answered the question, therefore making it something of a paradox. I see. So it's not someone who's refusing or sort of saying it in an intentionally obfuscating way. It's someone who's sort of naively answering correctly. Okay, so paradoxical answer to can you say what "niet" is Russian for? No luck or no... I just can't think, sorry. Okay, physics Nobelist Bohr, Niels Bohr, is the Nobel-winning physicist. Oh, sorry, it was spelled this way. MC's deliveries would be intros, so MC's, masters of ceremonies, could deliver an introduction to a guest coming on stage or something, or an artist performing. Supplement, add on, or what about this? Business executives' hope would be growth, I suppose. There we go. Corporate growth. Feel under the weather would be to ail, to feel ill. And I've got to run, you could say. Homer calls him Stupid Flanders, could be, in The Simpsons, Homer's neighbor, Ned Flanders. And if something happens more than once, it happens again. Sense of purpose is one's drive, maybe a drive for growth. And if something, oh, I see, gave out, doled out. So that's just, I think that was actually perhaps one of my examples here with doled out, ration out, etc. over here. All right, here we have a supplement, which is, oh, I see. It's not a supplement, it's to supplement, the verb. So to supplement something would be to add on to it. There we go. And a bikini style could be, can't think off the top of my head. What about this one? Gaping mouth could be a maw, a wide gaping maw, a mouth. And an overhead light could be a halo. So you could have a halo pictured as literally a head over a light over the head of a character in a painting, for instance. Okay, so the paradoxical answer to can you say what "niet" is Russian for is, how do I not see what this is? No, let me think. There we go. That's what it is. Oof, that took ages. All right, so you're saying, no, let me think, but there you go. It was the first thing out of your mouth, and you said it correctly. Change from green to red. The idea of saying, what is "niet" in Russian? And you'd say, no, let me think about that. Interesting imagining a person who thinks, I might know what that means, but I have to think about it. I think either you know what "niet" means or you don't. It's not an advanced enough vocabulary word for there to be much in between. Change from green to red, maybe, would be to ripen, as in a vegetable or something like that. Or fruit. Continually could be on end. These are kind of arranged continually. They're arranged on end. And SNL routines are skits, little comedic sketches. Architect who lived to be 102. This would have been my guess. I mean, it doesn't matter because it was filled completely with crosses, but I.M. Pei, the so I would certainly say the official architect of the New York Times crossword, did seem to have an incredibly long life, and I believe was working as an architect quite far into that. I don't know if he was working literally until he passed away, but certainly he had a very long career. Flexed, if something is flexed, it's bent. And seems lit from, if something seems lit from within, it glows. Shadow, e.g. Oh, I just realized Joanne was confirmed as that Lady Gaga answer. I'm sure that was known to most of you. Shadow, e.g. So this could be a noun or a verb. I mean, obviously you can cast a shadow or be in someone's figurative shadow, or you can shadow someone to follow them or tail them. What about this one with Dior, maybe? No, singer known as the Queen of Power Ballads. Dionne Warwick, maybe? I'm not sure who this is referring to. Could be. Shadow, e.g. I just don't quite see what that is. I'm sorry. What about this? Boast could be to crow about something, to brag about it, to boast about it. Start or end for Alexa. So a schwa, right? Okay. This is a linguistic concept, and we have this sound schwa. I think it's the most common vowel sound in English, and it's basically a kind of it's just a little sort of nothing of a sound. Alexa, it's just this little It's just a sort of vowel sound that's just falls out of your mouth almost. It's not strongly voiced like a lexe or e lexi or something like that. It's Alexa. It's just a little schwa. All right, shadow, e.g. is, I still don't see it. Fell, to hew, so you could fell a tree, chop down a tree, you could hew it. And to clean one's feathers, as a bird might, would be to preen. So you could preen your feathers, clean your feathers yourself. And then distress calls are, not sure, this looks like spoon? Shadow, e.g. What is that? Shadow. Oh, spy on. No. It is the verb. It's to shadow someone, to tail them, to spy on them. I see. So distress calls are yowls. So yelps, cries of distress. And then comedian Aziz Ansari is a comedian. So there's that. Where two barrel vaults intersect in architecture. I'll probably recognize this word when I see it, but I don't sort of use architecture vocabulary enough for this to be at front of mind for me. Baseball's Gehrig, right? So Lou Gehrig, probably at this point best known for Lou Gehrig's disease, unfortunately, for being the namesake of that. Certainly that would be how the name is known to me. Bikini style, oh, thong. Okay, I see, yes. So that is a style of bikini, would be a thong. There we go. All right, suffix with cyclo, so cyclotron, sort of physics device. And then I still don't see where two barrel vaults intersect in architecture. That's annoying. Wish I could just jump to that. Oh, and here's one of our theme clues. Paradoxical answer to where does oil come from? Well, it's going to be something like, well, I don't know, or something, but that's obviously not the answer. Well, I oughta, well, is it well I oughta? Why would that be the answer? I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's probably an I here. Oppressors, oh no, it's not. Oh no, it isn't. It's a Y, so well you something. Oppressors are tyrants, dictators, that sort of thing. So, oh, is it a groin? Is that an architectural term? I didn't actually know that one, I don't think. Paradoxical answer to what isle is located between Ireland and Great Britain? The Isle of Man. So something like Man, I don't know, or something like that. What about, but we've already used I don't know, so I don't think it's that. Delivery class, Lamaze. You go to a Lamaze class in preparation for childbirth, maybe. So then view from a periscope would be the ocean, if you're looking up through a submarine's periscope. No longer if you're submerged anyway, no longer in use would be old, I guess. Is it that simple? This looks like Liszt, maybe. Yes, look at the Campanella composer Franz Liszt. So there we go. With an unusual collection of consonants in English, anyway. So a useful name, I suppose, potentially in crossword construction. No longer in use. Right. Okay, I read that. Probably old. Some plus ones could be your dates. You could bring a +1 to a party, your date, and the World Factbook Organization, the CIA, right? So the CIA publishes the World Factbook, which has kind of information, summaries, and facts about, I think, every country in the world. And then is to Ovid would be est, so sort of, in Latin, so id est, for instance. Okay. So, right, we've just got this corner of the grid left down here. No blank traffic, no through traffic is a sort of sign you see to indicate this street terminates. And then kind of earring, a drop earring maybe, or a stud earring, a hoop earring. Hoop looks most likely with the crosses to me. Let's try it, see if that works. Boom times could be ups, as in ups and downs. The boom would be the up, and the bust would be the down, I suppose. Surf sound would be the roar of the surf of an ocean, for instance. Word before run and stretch. Home run or home stretch are both, I suppose, both baseball-derived terms. Is that true? Is the home stretch also baseball, derived from baseball? I never thought about it, but I assume it is. Malia and Michelle for two are Obamas. Those are daughters of the former president. And where does oil come from? Well, you got me. There you go. Okay. There we go. That's what I say to this constructor. Well, you got me. I have not been very quick at solving these theme clues. Idaho product slangily could be a tuber, a potato, a root vegetable. And then what cheating might get you informally. Bupkis for nothing? Not sure if that's actually what we're looking for here. Modern warfare concern in brief could be trying to think of different initialisms I think would fit here, and I can't think of any that exactly quite fit. Not sure. Let's look at this one. Meanders. If someone meanders, one maybe wends one's way along. Although, oh, right, WMDs. Right, okay, I wasn't considering the plural. I was trying to think of four-letter initialisms, but here we have weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, so sort of pluralize it in that way. All right. Although this doesn't look right. Right, sorry, this isn't tuber, it's tater. So referring more specifically to a potato as opposed to tuber, which I think refers to root vegetables in general, or maybe a particular category of root vegetables. Because I don't think of onions as being called tubers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The answer is tater for potato. What's tater's precious, you might ask yourself, and the answer is potatoes. So what cheating might get you informally? A bad rap. You might have a bad reputation from having been known as a cheater. And a wearable party gear with built-in straws. Oh, beer caps, I suppose, or beer hats, beer caps. I would think beer caps rather than hats. Either way, we'll put an A here and an S here. So the paradoxical answer to what is located between Ireland and Great Britain. So it is the Isle of Man. So man, that's hard. And then that would work with what turns out to be what I thought was the less likely possibility of beer hats. Oh, no, sorry. I wrote hats in there because I was thinking of it. This is hats. Not man, that's hats, which is what I say about 38 down. Here we have 48 down. Really dig. Oh, no. Oh, maybe this isn't a bad rap, but a bad rep for a bad reputation? Yes, it is. Which was actually what I said in long form. But really dig is to eat up. I really dig that. I eat it up. And then here we have a little wonder would be an atom, maybe? I suppose atomic science is sort of wondrous. NASA project, but I'm not sure it's the answer just yet. NASA project. This is probably, I assume this is a sort of code name of a project or a name of a craft or something. I'm not sure, actually. I'm sorry. Little wonder could be atom. Oh, a probe. Right. Okay. No, it isn't the name of a specific project. It's a category of things. So NASA creates probes to go to various destinations and send back data to Earth. So a little wonder, I think, probably is atoms. This looks like DM'd. It is, yes. Contacted privately on social media informally would be DM'd, direct messaged. And then here we have London Transport with the Tube. So that is the colloquial term for the London Underground metro system, the subway system. And then here we have if one hurried, one sped. That works with DM'd And that was the crossword for Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. Very nice. I enjoyed that, even though this is one of those themes where I kind of basically got I sort of understood what waters we were swimming in, but I couldn't quite, I had to tread water for a while before I found my way to the actual destination. Didn't quite understand exactly what I was trying to put in. I don't know what I thought it was going to be exactly, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, we have several answers, essentially spoken from the perspective of a naive answerer who doesn't know the answer to these questions and yet answers them inadvertently correctly by way of that non-committal response. So we have our paradoxical answer to what is golf in the NATO alphabet. G, I don't know. We have the paradoxical answer to, can you say what niet is Russian for? No, let me think. The paradoxical answer to where does oil come from would be, well, you got me. And finally, the paradoxical answer to what isle is located between Ireland and Great Britain is Man. That's hard. And this is nicely constructed in and I'm always impressed by this, by the fact that they've been arranged in such a way that we have these mirrored answers of identical length. Actually, all four of them are of the same length. So that's even more impressive. I always find that, I don't know, for some reason that always strikes me, because it really does reduce the number of possibilities you have access to as the constructor for this for a particular theme. But also that the sort of inadvertently correct answer is the first word in the case of all four of these. So we have G, no, well, and man. So that's nice as well. It just maintains a sort of strict implicit format of the theme answers. And that's very nice. Other than that, a nice Wednesday puzzle. I think probably, I don't know, arguably maybe on the slightly gentle side for a Wednesday. Maybe not dramatically so, but didn't seem too tricky. But let me know how you felt about that in the comments below the video or the Discord chat server. I'm always curious to know. And there we have it. A very nice Wednesday puzzle. I had fun solving that one. I hope you did as well, or at least had fun with this video. Thank you for watching to the end. I don't see why I won't be back tomorrow. Should be back tomorrow for the Thursday crossword, so do join me for that. But and then that will generally speaking be a step up in both difficulty and theme intricacy. So I always look forward to Thursdays for that reason. But I hope you join me. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.